Good afternoon everyone, especially to Mr. Liberio. So in this video, we will discuss all about the lesson 4, which is the Kant's Deontological Ethics, the duty framework. So let's start. Lesson 4, Kant's Deontological Ethics, the duty framework. So Kant's ethics is referred to as deontological. So the term deontological has its root word from Greek called deon, which means duty. So when we say deontological ethics, it focuses on duty, obligation, and rights. So let's proceed to deontological ethics. So what is deontological ethics? It is doing what is right is not about the consequences of our action, but about having the proper intention in performing the action. So it means nga dili magmatter ang deontological ethics sa imuhang action, but magmatter sila sa imuhang result sa imuhang action. So for example, naka sa isa ka situation and you have to kill someone to protect your family. And napatay na nimo siya, but ang result nakapatay kag tao, but naprotektahan nimo imuhang family. So that means protecting your family is the rational thing to do, even if it is not the morally best thing to do. So that is the example of deontological ethics. So let's proceed to categorical imperative. So Kant's famous formula for discovering our ethical duty is known as categorical imperative. So when we say categorical imperative, it is an act only according to maxim by which you can at the same time will that it should become a universal law. So when we say maxim, maxim means the rule or principle on which you act. So muna siya meaning sa maxim. Pag mayroon tag categorical imperative, muna siya ang command unconditionally. So for example, gingnan ka nga don't cheat naa ka sa classroom setting. So pag mayroon ng teacher nga don't cheat. So even if you want to cheat and doing so would serve your interest, gusto dyan nimo mag-cheat. Pero dili ka pwede mag-cheat because muna siya universal law sa inyuhang classroom or even any institution, mga school institution, bawal jud ang cheating. So let's proceed to the duty framework. So when we say duty framework, it is an act is right if it can coexist with everyone's freedom in accordance with the universal law, or even on its maxim, the freedom of choice of each can coexist with everyone's freedom in accordance of universal law. So when we say duty framework, you have to act in accordance of universal law. So we focus on the duties and obligation that we have in a given situation and consider what ethical obligation we have and what things we should never do. So as what I have said earlier na muakta accordance with the universal law. So let's proceed to the Kant's theory of right. So according to Kant, the universal principle of right is that an action is right if it can coexist with everyone's freedom in accordance with a universal law, or if on its maxim the freedom of choice of each can coexist with everyone's freedom in accordance of universal law. So in other words, you exercise freely whatever rights you have on your property, but only in accordance with universal law. So universal law means a maxim that can be maxim of all. So when we say maxim, it is the rule or principle. So you can use dispose, enjoy its fruits, but only in such a way that you do not violate the rights of others. So this exercises of a right bearing in mind the obligation to respect the right of others in the tantamount to good faith or goodwill. So it does mean nga kanang naa kay freedom but you have to act according to universal law. So maglipay-lipay ka diha, whatever you wanted to do, basta dili lang ka maghimog unlawful act. So let's proceed to legally and morally right. So what is legal must be at the same time moral. So an action is legally right if it is at the same time in accordance with the universal law, that is in accordance with the categorical imperative. So unsa ganitong categorical imperative? It is a command or moral laws all person must follow, so regardless of their desires or extenuating circumstances. So as morals, these imperatives are binding on everyone. So what is legal must be at the same time morals. Kung unsa ang legal, mausab ang moral. So an action is legally right if it is at the same time in accordance with universal law. So pag maingon ta nga, ang action is legally right kung it pass the universal law. So muna na siya itong topic. So I think we have reached the last page. So Noriela Okusan will continue this discussion. So that would be all. Thank you.